Eric Garner being taken down by mostly plainclothes police officers.
There is growing outrage tonight after an unarmed African-American teenager was shot and killed by police in the St. Louis suburb of Ferguson, Missouri.
Start with these deadly police shootings sparking outrage and protests in Minnesota. The aftermath captured in graphic video and streamed live on Facebook by the man's girlfriend.
To the Trayvon Martin case, the newly released video and eyewitness report.
Outrage this morning after a behavioral therapist was shot by an officer after he held his hands in the air lying.
North Carolina says a white police officer is in custody and is being charged with murder. Black man after a traffic stop. The victim appears unarmed. The incident here.
You see the man being tased.
The latest now on Sandra Bland, arrested after that routine traffic stop earlier this month, then found dead in her jail cell 3 days later. This morning,
crowds of protesters blocked streets in East Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania yesterday, calling for change after an officer shot and killed an unarmed 17-year-old. Cell phone video appears to show Antwon Rose Junior running from police on Tuesday night. 3 gunshots can be heard. Police say the video might not tell the whole story. Susan
AYODEJI young. People refer to me as Blue. A lot of the kids in the neighborhood call me Coach Blue. And right now we're in the midst of some tough times right now. We've consistently been in the midst of tough times, but right now it's really being highlighted on some of the struggles we face and been facing in our community for the past however many years you could think back, and it's coming to a head now. You know, it's like a pimple that you can feel in your face that you know is like coming and it's coming and it's coming, and you just can't wait for it to come. It's under the skin. It's under the skin. It's irritating you. It's bothering you. It's bothering you. Then you know it's starting to whiten. It's starting to whiten a little bit and starting getting, you know, more and more irritated and aggravated to the point where in a minute when you touch it, it'll just pop. That's how it is out here, man. You've been agitated for years. You feel that shit bubbling, the tension bubbling under the surface, especially right here in Pittsburgh, man. It's been like this. All of these cases of police brutality, brothers getting beat, the task force jumping dudes back in the day and getting away with it, to Johnny Gamage, to recent bumps back in the day getting drugged and killed. And just, I mean, all of these incidents just started bubbling up, man, and we ain't never have no real, like, solid, the hood come out marches and protests or nothing until now. I mean, and it's finally at its head.
Silence as we walk through this city. And as we walk, regardless of what your faith is, pray to your God.
Come on now.
God to intervene
Come on now.
in such a mighty way that it changes this city.
Come on now.
Only you can do that.
Yes,
Only
sir.
we can do that. Right. And this is not a racial thing, because you see white people here with us.
Come on.
You see Latino people here with us.
Come on now.
People that want one city. We're going to march in silence, arms locked, just like we did on the Selma Bridge.
Yes,
We're going to
right.
send
There
one message to the city of Pittsburgh. Change is here.
Send the message.
Yeah.
Like Jordan Miles, Leon's case, all of them cases, man. Like, there was a lot of white liberal people standing on the front line going crazy about these situations. And we used to be in the middle of them like, man, where the hood at? Where the fuck is nigga? I mean, like, where's everybody at? But now it's changed, man, and the hood is here, and I love it. Like this is this is the time. This feels right for Pittsburgh. Like Pittsburgh needs this. Like Pittsburgh needs an uprising, and Pittsburgh needs to feel the black race. Like they need to, I mean, really feel us and know that we're here. We're small. There's a little bit of us. There's way more of them than there is of us, but it's time for Pittsburgh to feel us, not ignore the shit that we're talking about. All the stuff that has happened with police and black people in Pittsburgh. No cops get prosecuted or anything like that shit, man. You know what I mean? Like it's foul, man. It's foul, and it's heartbreaking that this city, you know, rears its ugly head and shows they don't really care about our people, man. You know what I mean? Like we ain't taxpaying citizens and stuff in this city too. You know, but now it's the time, man. Shit's changing. Like the hood, everybody, we turned now. It's revenge time. Like, and not even revenge, it's just get back time. Now, you know, we out in the streets, we shutting some shit down. Yeah, motherfuckers is uncomfortable. You ain't going to work and doing everything that you've been trying to do and get to normal. No, it's on now. You know what I mean? We showing some power and flexing some muscles, because that's what y'all didn't think and what they slept. They didn't think that we would strategically be on some, we blocking the highway, we shutting this, and they gonna know this up. We need charges on this, so we ain't going for the status quo. It's gonna go away after a day or two. And it shocked the city. What is the shock behind that? I personally find it hilarious, you know, the catching everybody off guard and stuff. But that just goes to show you how comfortable everybody got. Everybody's comfortable. You watch TV and see Baltimore, see Ferguson, so not Pittsburgh, we march. They don't do those things here. It won't happen here. They don't shut down things here. We have organized. No, motherfucker, it's here too. Yeah, we different. We shutting some stuff down now. I mean, it might not have went as far as rioting and all of that stuff, but yeah, we definitely gonna get out on the street protesting, you know, hold it down. It's our duty to. That shit happened to any of the brothers out here, not just that young man. In some fucked up circumstances, then we'd be the same, going out doing the same thing for him too. Rest in peace to my brother Mark Daniels. R.I.P. bro. Love you, man. Another victim. Our parents, my grandparents, and them all talk about the glory days of Homewood and the Hill District and the black neighborhoods and how they were thriving. There was businesses. You really didn't have to leave your neighborhood to go and get groceries or go out to be entertained on a Friday or Saturday night. And yeah, it used to be nice. And after they said after the Martin Luther King got assassinated, the riots and things got burned down and stuff like that, they never really got built back up to the way they was, but they still were thriving, predominantly black neighborhoods, and still had businesses and stuff going on in there. As times change, that's what I mean about Pittsburgh, yo. Like they forgot about the black neighborhoods in Pittsburgh. It was just like, fuck it. I mean, for a whole period of time, like the 80s, like late 80s, we had some businesses in the hood. But in the 90s, when I was in high school, we had businesses, and then gangbanging and stuff like everybody just turned their back. Like, for real, it was the crack era. You know what I mean? How the heroin era, right now, heroin's a big thing, and white people's on heroin, so it's a big effort to do things about heroin. But during the crack epidemic, everybody was silent, and our neighborhoods was deteriorating, getting tore apart, and all of that shit. And no officials and none of these people had anything really to say about it. It was just letting it happen and shit. You know what I mean? And their answer to remedy that shit was to lock up all the black men for as long as possible, give them draconian jail sentences and shit. You know what I mean? And leave them locked forever in faraway places while kids run with guns through the neighborhoods and tear shit up. That's pretty much what happened to the neighborhoods. You know what I mean? And they just deteriorated. You know what I mean? And now, fast forward to now, the white people then decided that living in the city is hot. City living is the shit. It's closer and accessible to everything. They work in the city. So now they're coming back to reclaim their shit. And they just gentrifying mass portions of neighborhoods. Like Garfield down bottom used to be all black. That shit's damn near white. Like mostly white down bottom. You know what I mean? Like neighborhoods, you know, they're slowly but surely creeping out east, gentrifying everything and changing it And not for the better though. They're not changing it for the residents that live there. They're changing it, trying to move other motherfuckers into the neighborhood. And when I say other, we don't have no other races. So it's white people that they're just trying to move into these areas because it's flat, it's close to downtown Pittsburgh, and they just want the land. You know what I mean? So now things in certain areas are starting to look better and look much better, but at what cost? I mean, it's destroying and migrating whole neighborhoods and moving people. Miss Jenkins that lived on a corner now is living in a high-rise to fuck out Braddock somewhere and shit. You know what I mean? Because they wanted to build some fancy smashy houses in East Liberty that cost 200 grand and shit that nobody's living in right now. It's just, yeah, I mean, it's a fucked up vicious cycle. That's what I mean. It's time in 2018, Black Pittsburgh. Like we standing up and doing shit and we're not gonna be ignored and skipped over. You know, fighting for economic power and economic freedom. That's our number one goal and mission right now, for real. Everybody's on that. No matter what pocket, you might see protests going on, but inside those protests is some thorough black business people that's out in the business world making stuff happen. They just care about their people, so they involved in that. But trust me, everybody is on some economic empowerment, black excellence type move right through here. I mean, trying to stack our finances, get out of debt, get them credit scores up, cop businesses, cop houses, cop whatever. Just make it happen for our people. That's the move right now. You know what I mean? And we try to buy up our neighborhood. All these big 5-bedroom houses in Homewood that's available. And make, we got brothers doing it left and right, man, and make this shit happen. For real. We just not gonna sit by and have y'all thinking that, yeah, they're only complaining when it's a protest or police shoot. No, we complain about everything and we moving out on everything, on every mission, on every agenda that we got going on for black people. And police brutality is just one of them. It happened, so we on that shit right now. And then next week when, and during this while it's going on, there's violence in the community and black people killing other black people. Yeah, we on that shit too. Yeah, there's an economic summit coming up. Yeah, we going to that shit too. Yeah, homeowners clinic. Yeah, we going to that shit too. Yeah, we on everything right now. Ain't no time for lacking. Yeah, I mean, being a black person in America in 2018, we can't afford to be lacking no more. You know what I mean? That's the move. That's what I'm on.
What's that? Can you say that again a little louder? Can you say it again? What was that? Shut the F up? Can you say it louder? You shy now? Say it to the camera. This is what we got to deal with, people like this.
I'll show you a nigga is. I'll show you a nigga is.
We ain't got shit to do with that. So you want to stop us? You're a hard-working American. Fuck all you niggas. Do it again, bitch. Move back.
No, they do their tricks. First off, whenever there's a police murder or police homicide, you know what I mean, they dive into the victim's background and assassinate their character and try to make them into the biggest thug, no good person on fucking earth. That's just a tactic they use. That's number one. So with that being said, all of these news channels got their websites, and on their websites and all of the comments, you're seeing all of these racists taking shots at the boys, saying stuff, running with fake rumors, all of this fake stuff coming out in the media and all of that about the boy. They feel a lot more empowered and a lot more emboldened since George W. became, actually since Obama was the president. You know what I mean? Because you had a black man, so they had to adamantly be against that, and now they got somebody putting a battery in their back. So they really feel empowered now. They talking all crazy shit. They was talking so much stuff on the young brother, man, and saying he was a criminal, he did this, he's guilty of that without even being tried. I mean, but the beauty of social media is you can't hide. You have a profile, and we are finding. People are getting exposed. That's the beautiful thing, man. They are getting exposed. They're getting their jobs taken from them. They're losing money. Their businesses hurt by getting online and getting in those forums and spewing that racist bullshit. You know what I mean? That's what they get. You know what I mean? And we're going to keep doing it. So y'all better stop making those comments in them groups because people are going to your page and reporting you to your bosses. Freedom of speech, yeah, but there's freedom of speech, there's consequences that come with that shit. You know what I mean? You're allowed to say, yeah, fuck you, you punk. But then if I punch you in the face, that's the repercussions of that shit. Your freedom of speech, but there's repercussions that come with that. You know what I mean? So you can say anything you want about black people, but just know that there's repercussions behind that. You know what I mean? But all in all though, their racism and shit, that shit don't bother me because it's punk online shit. You know what I mean? In person, face to face, 99% of the people that be posting that dumb shit won't say nothing to black people. They're terrified of us. They lock their doors. They run from us. They fucking won't fight. None of that. They're going to get on the phone, call the police. So, you know what I mean? A lot of them is just punk motherfuckers. So, I tell people all the time, man, just don't even pay. Sometimes I get in the mood and feel like being petty, so I'll engage. But most of the time, I ignore the trolls, racist trolls, because they're punks. Like, come on, man. You are online saying nigger, 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 F you, you monkey, jungle bunny, coon, boot licking, porch monkey, no job having, blah, 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 blah. Then I say, okay, come to Homewood and say that. Fuck you, I wouldn't come to your little dusty punk neighborhood, scrappy, stinky duty, all of the other more. I mean, I just gonna keep going around in circle with punk motherfuckers. So we need to do a better job of ignoring the trolls. I actually find a lot of them funny because they don't even make sense. Somebody called me a niggardly nigger. I don't even know what a niggardly nigger is, but it was hilarious because how did you think of the time to call me a niggardly nigger? You know what I mean? And I imagined him being like a old white man with a long beard and his fist like this, like you goddamn niggardly nigger. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know why. But fuck them. Fuck the racists.
All guns down! 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 All guns down!
All guns down! All guns down!
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. Now, you'll hear people start to spread this narrative, and I know y'all seen it. Because every day I like to do my balance checks on how this is going.
Right.
It's starting to play out. You're starting to see it trickle in on social media. Why don't y'all do this for black on black crime? Boom. Why don't y'all do this for violence in the community?
That's right.
Don't let them sour us, man. Don't let them spread that BS.
Period.
Let me ask you something. How many candlelight vigils have y'all been to? How many peace rallies in your community have you been to? We've been fighting for our people in our community dying for years, man. So we ain't letting them people sell us that.
Right.
That's to blind us. That's to separate us. That's to get dissension amongst us on Facebook and social media. Saying we don't care about one thing, but we care about another. That's all BS. Can you walk and chew gum? Can you do two things at once? You can care about your people dying in the community, and you can care about the police killing them. You can do two things. These men that stand behind me, and these other brothers that I know, they do both things. These mothers, these people that I look at in the crowd, these politicians that I know personally, these mothers, sisters, brothers that I know personally, they do both. They was at Jimmy Wapo's visual and they was shutting down 76. They did both. So we not buying that narrative.
That's right, baby.
We want justice all the way around for our people, every which way. We want our young brothers that's going through struggle in our community, that's in a dark place right now, that some of us brothers on the stage have walked down. We embrace you, young brothers. We don't push you away. We love you. We want you here with us. We understand situations and the things that you're going through. Trust us, brother. We here for you.
That's right.
And you'll start seeing more of us.
That's right, baby.
This is a rally about a call to action.
That's right.
For brothers and sisters and all of us in our community to do more. We're not just going to tweet stuff. You can put prayer hands up all you want, but are you really praying?
Come on now. Come on now.
You can say, oh my God, that's so sad, but are you really sad for our people? Are you really reaching out and going out to do something? It's something I like to call a drive-by mentor. You know what that is? That's when you see a kid doing something, you just walk by and say, hey, how you doing, young man?
That's right.
You just tell them something instead of looking at them and saying, oh my God, he smells like weed. Tap that young brother and say, how you doing, young brother? Let's get it together.
That's right.
Have a word.
That's
instead
right.
of judging him because his pants is hanging and sagging down, why don't you go holler at him and ask him how he's doing today?
That's right.
Maybe he'll be receptive to some of the stuff you say. You look at our little sisters and you call them ratchet. You call them dirty. You make fun of them.
Come on
You
now.
call them on one end, but then you worship Cardi B on the other end. What about those little Cardi B's in our neighborhood that you disrespect on a daily basis? That you call ugly, ratchet, and ghetto?
That's right.
If you're going to embrace one, you're going to embrace all of us. Our young brothers who come home from jail with no resources, with nothing to turn to. They just got the streets. And what do? We turn our backs on them ourselves. We frown our face up on them like we're too good for them. Because we got a little funky ass job.
Come on now.
It don't mean nothing in the grand scheme of things. If we ain't embracing each other, and if we ain't uplifting each other and building each other up, then we're failing each other.
That's right, baby.
That young brother got killed, got murdered, and I'm saying they got fingerprints, and all got disputed as being BS. None of it was true. So where's it coming from? It's not coming from us, so it's coming from them. Watch these games, and watch the politics that they play with us right now. If we don't stick together and stay united, all colors, everybody here.
That's right.
All colors, stay united in this effort, in this fight. That's right. If we don't stay united, then it will go away.
That's right.
It will only be a 1 week thing or a 2 week phase. No, keep it going. Last but not least, to my white brothers and sisters, I said it yesterday and I'm going to say it again.
Say it again.
I called you brothers and sisters because you walked over here with us and you say that you're with us. But like I said yesterday, it is easy to be with us when it's the cool thing to do. But will you be with us when nobody's looking?
That's right.
When you have our backs, when you're amongst your family members. When you're off and you hear those racist conversations happen in your office places and in a hiring process, will you stand up and defend us and stand with us? Check yourself, stop the white silence. And police officers, if you don't say nothing and you claim to be a good cop, you a dirty cop.
Power to the people.
You're willing to get arrested and you're white, protect people of color. Are you ready to work together? Who did this? Police did this. Who did this? The police did this.
I was telling the people in the march and was saying on video, like, yo, this is your moment, man. See, always, when major stuff happens, you always got to try to make sure that you are on the right side of history. All right? And what that means is, you don't want to be the motherfucker 20 years from now when we talking about this shit and you telling your grandkids that you was the fuck in the house or you wasn't allowed out or I was at work when they was doing that shit. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to be that guy. I mean, it's just not a good look. Like when we look back and we look at all of the black and white photos of the marchers in the streets and the people fighting for our rights in the 60s, getting bit by dogs, sprayed by hose and all that shit. That's a sense of pride. It was our people fighting for it. Those wasn't skilled protesters or people who were all in the Black Panthers and all that. No, them was bakers, janitors, bus drivers, fucking everyday people with regular jobs who were fed up and came out the same way we are. They decided they were going to be on the right side of history and we're going to fight for their kids' futures and stuff right now. And that's what we're doing. So be on the right side of history. Get the fuck out there, protest, scream at the top of your lungs, get your picture taken, stand there, all of that shit. Yes, document it. Because we need to pass our stories down for the next generation so they can have some footing on what to do when these situations arise when they grow up. Because they're going to keep happening in this country. So it's important that you get out and be a part of that shit. You don't fucking be sitting in the house talking shit, frowning your face. Your kids can hear that and they're going to remember. They might grow up to be the direct opposite and be a straight militant and be with the shits all the way. And they'll be looking at their parents like, yeah, I grew up in a household. My parents were like not into it. She wasn't really into blackness and stuff. That's like straight, like, no. It's a part of our culture and our lineage and heritage to resist. We came to this country resisting. Slavery wasn't it wasn't an agreement. Like, I don't know why people think that, no, we resisted the entire fucking time. There was not a day when a motherfucker wasn't trying to escape. A day when a motherfucker wasn't planning, plotting, scheming, sneaking around back, trying to. It was not an easy go for slavery. Yes, they had us in control and all, but no, we always resisted. When they came to the fucking shores, we wasn't standing there like, ooh, look, ships, I want to go to America. Motherfuckers was fighting, bucking, doing anything they could. We always resisted. There was never no, just sit down, we cool, we with that shit. No, we resisted all fucking ways. We were overwhelmed and we lost a lot. You know what I mean? They had guns a lot of times in ancient Africa and we didn't. Just a whole bunch of mitigating circumstances. But whatever the case, we always resist. So why the fuck would we not resist now? You gotta resist. I mean, this is our time. This is our movements. They've been happening, this police violence and us waking up. Like I admit we were quiet for some time, not really quiet, but kind of pacified. But no, this is time, man. It's time. It's time. And I think that they go hand in hand. We got to keep the legacy alive, man. The legacy of resisting as Africans trapped in America that are now American citizens. We have to keep that going. Notice how I said that. Africans trapped in America that are now American citizens. Because that's our lineage and our ancestry and where we come from. No matter what religious or denomination you think you from, what you discovered, what scripture, Bible, whatever, you are African. And your ancestors come from Africa. Okay? More than likely from the western part of Africa. Okay? So you're always linked to that place, regardless if you want to believe it, if you like it or not. You are African. You have resistance in you. You are a fighter. So you're supposed to be doing this and being a part of this shit. If you can't make one march, you try to get to another one. If you can't make no march because your work schedule won't allow it, then you repost online. If you can't repost online, then you go to the WPXI page and find one of them racists that's saying something and report them to their job. There's several ways to fight a war. Everybody could be involved. We ain't got to be on the front line shooting a gun. There was intelligence officers that gathered intelligence and brought it back, and there was people that worked in the canteen. Shit, that was just as important because you want to feed the soldiers. So there's always many ways to play a part in the war, man. So find your route, find your way, and continue the legacy of resistance. Got to. A lot of white people out here, they know that they have a history. Their history says how evil that a lot of their ancestors were and all of that. So you're grappling with that, number one, fighting that. And then it being the future and being now. They want to distance themselves from that and say it's a new day, but they don't want to embrace the damage that it also did. You know what I mean? So distance themselves without embracing the damage that it did. You know what I mean? That's what a lot of them like to do. So with all of that being together in a toxic stew and then looking at us thriving in fields that we were traditionally kept out of and not allowed to do, from different different things in the work world, different things with entertainment, different things with sports. Then when we finally got in, we took over those things. It's like walking and looking at a fucking mistake every day, kicking yourself that what you intended on us to be, which were slaves and working for you for the rest of eternity, turned out it didn't happen that way. You know what I mean? So even though you're not your ancestors and you didn't do those things, that inherent, what the fuck, is deep down inside. So by seeing us every day and watching us succeed and watching us be excellent, watching us do our thing, it's like watching a fucking mistake and watching your biggest fuck up come back to bite you in the ass every day. You know what I mean? So it's just, to me, that's where that hate comes from. You know what I mean? You fucked up. You fucked up and you unleashed something that you cannot control, something you cannot dominate, something you cannot make do what you want to do, and now you got to deal with it in this country forever. So that's what it is. And one of their biggest fuck-ups was fucking with us. And now you got to deal with us for eternity. You know what I mean? So that's what I think that deep down hate, envy, and negativity comes from towards black men and women from that race.
17! How old was he? 17! Say his name! Antwon Rose Junior! How old was he? 17! How old was he? 17! 3 shots in the back! How you justify that? 3 shots in the back! How you justify that? 3 shots in the back! How you justify?
You just gotta look at each other with soft eyes more. That's my favorite saying, soft eyes. You gotta look at your people with soft eyes. You know what I mean? What I mean by soft eyes is we too harsh with each other. We are extremely harsh with each other, man. Like we are fucking harsh. Like we don't have no remorse. That's why I like Cardi B so much, because she is fucking, and don't take this the wrong way, like she is fucking, she's hood as fuck, like from the way she talk. Man, Cardi B looks like she literally eats oodles and noodles and hot Cheetos all motherfucking day. Like the way she talk, the way she rolls and all of that shit. But Cardi B is unapologetically Cardi fucking B. That respectability politics shit she don't do, she's her. She didn't ask y'all, she didn't change for the world to accept her. She brought the world to her, and the world accepted her. And that took a lot of black people, I know a lot of, quote, prominent black people who love Cardi B. And it's because of her authenticity. And they always say that, how real she is, how real she is, how real she is. No, it's how real she is, and that's because you took this off and you looking at her with soft eyes now. You actually got past her thick accent and her rolling her head and her eyes and noticed that, damn, she the only one that made sense. Like, fuck to that nigga Peter Guns. Shit, I like her. That's when people first started liking her, and then they started listening to her little, what she was saying. Like, she might say it in a wild way when she ain't joking, but she be making sense, and she didn't say no dumb shit, and she really loved her people, and she was really about some shit. She had an honest sincerity about it. But we wouldn't have gave her a chance if we didn't step back and look at her with soft eyes and try to give her a chance first. That's what we need in the black community, man. Soft fucking eyes, man. Quit judging our people so fucking harshly, man. The people that need to be judged, we take it easy on them and shit. You know what I mean? Man, certain people in our community who might have accomplished a certain level of prosperity and reached a certain point, and they don't do shit for their community. We take it easy on them. I mean, no, they ain't gotta do nothing for their community. They don't owe the hood nothing. If that was me, I wouldn't be doing shit for niggas either. We take it easy on them, but we tear down the corner store or another person in the hood right next to you that's struggling as bad as you. They don't get a pass and shit. But we get a rich motherfucker a pass. Like, fuck all that. No, man. We need to hold everybody accountable for the way our hood is fucked up and shit, man. You know what I mean? Soft eyes, man. Like, no, everybody got to struggle. Like there was man, in the 90s, everybody was dirty. If you was a pretty boy and had gear and all of that, cool. You might have been a single kid or some shit like that, but everybody's living situation, man. When you look at everybody's crib and look at where their homies live and think back to where my homies lived at and all of that, man, everybody lived in a little Section 8 crib, like moms on subsidized housing, little row house type. None of us was rich, none of that type shit. That's how we grew up. All of us was all eligible for lunches and all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, none of us, you know what I mean? A motherfucker might be a single child and be able to dress a little bit better, but that's it. Everybody was fucking poor, and we accepted it and we embraced it, and it was what it was. Nowadays, nobody wants to be poor no more. Everybody wants to be better than the next person way too much. And a lot of the parents put that in the kids. We just gotta do better than that. Overall, in general, and being a part of the marches and all, like I said, everybody is welcome, man. I've been saying this from anybody that look me in the face and talk to me. If you're sitting around clocking what somebody's sexual behavior is, and we marching for this to get justice for this young brother, then something is wrong with you. You know what I mean? Because your mind is not on what the mission is and what we're here to do. That's just one way of looking at it. All right. The other way of looking at this whole thing is this, man. As far as black men, the black men part. You know what I mean? I did hear from a few brothers like, yo, what's good? I mean, they call for black men and want black men to be down here. Black men get here, then it's like, shut up, get to the back. You know what I mean? Like, what's the deal with that? Like, how is that? You know what I mean? A part of the thing, and I agree with that. Like, and it was addressed. I talked to some people about it. You know what I mean? And some people assured me that that wasn't the temperament, and if it came off as that, you know what I mean? That's not the overall opinion, and they don't want that to be put out there as such. They want black men to be there, to lead, to be in the front, and they encourage black men to be there, lead, protect, and be in the front. You know what I mean? And my take on that is this is a hand-in-hand thing between the younger generation of freedom fighters, our age bracket, men and women, LGBTQ community, whatever you want to be, white people that's down for the cause, whatever you are, man, any race, ethnicity, if you are down for the cause, if you clicked on social media and you seen on Facebook Live a black boy running away and got shot in his back, bring your ass out and come get in these motherfucking protests and quit thinking about all of this other shit around it that don't make sense, that don't have nothing to do with nothing. Just come and be a part of it. Yes, there's a need for black men. Yes, we want more black men, as many black men as possible to come out and be a part of this. You know what I mean? If you're around and can be a part of it, we want you, we need you there. That's not the sentiment of the overall group of the people on the ground of the protest. And quit letting one bad apple who made one post on his page who nobody follows spoil and upset anybody in the mix. Because ain't nobody on that. Ain't nobody clocking who nobody's sleeping with. And we marching for justice for Antwon Rose. Like, come on, man. Man, it's stupid shit. So we not doing that, man. We dead in that right now. And whoever see that, got an issue with that, a problem with that, reach me, come holler at me, and we can talk in person about that. Because we not injecting none of that bullshit in the mission, man. We stand focused. We not going to get torn apart by dumb shit. They're already trying to do that. We not going to do that to ourselves, man. No. Above the fray. Really got a lot to say. Like, I ain't got no venom to spit out or say this and none of that, man. We done seen countless autopsies. We done been police and shot dudes and did all kinds of stuff through the city and county or whatever, and no cops be getting prosecuted or anything like that. So I don't have the energy to go crazy and all of that stuff when it comes to Zapala in this situation. He knows what the deal is, man. He knows what the community feels like. He knows we're tired of this. He knows all of the above. So, I mean, He gotta do what he gotta do, man. And he knows what he gotta do. If he don't wanna do that shit, then pass it on to the state's attorney and let him look at the case and let him decide if he don't wanna handle it. But man, I mean, he know what he gotta do. He know what the right thing is. I don't even have the energy to go in on that no more. Cause I done did that for so many cases. It's just crazy. I want y'all to do this yourself. Go back and look at us complying with police officers getting killed, with us with our hands up getting killed, with us on the ground saying I'm not resisting getting killed by police, with us trying to ask questions getting killed by police, with us running getting shot in the back by police and evidence planted by us. All of these are real cases. I mean, selling DVDs outside of a store or Lucy cigarettes will get you killed. You know what I mean? Like we have been getting killed in the most extreme and crazy, stupid circumstances for years now. You can go back and look at that shit yourself. You don't need me to go in and explain to you. Now, after all of that, and you go look at all those films, then come back and ask the question, why would a black boy get out of a police car and fucking run? That is why. Watch those videos, watch those clips, and then figure out why them boys jumped out and ran the way they did. Black people historically, since the beginning of time, do not feel safe when it comes to interactions with the police. Because history has taught us that they do a lot of dirty and crooked backhanded stuff. And you can end up either in jail for a long time or possibly dead. So knowing that, when circumstances arise, a person might decide to run. Now, I've watched Cops. Cops is the #1 channel for white on white crime. I watch Cops. It's a commercial for white on white crime. And when I watch Cops, I see a lot of white people running. I don't ever see white people get shot in the back. I see white people dipping on Cops all the time, and I never see nobody get shot. I'm sure across America, there's video footage. I've seen it on YouTube. Or just video footage. You pull up a white man running, and you don't even see police pull out guns on him and shit at all. You just don't see it. But with black people, anything we do, flinch, move, wink, you're liable to get shot by the cops. And the whole neighborhood is 99.9% white. It's a white neighborhood. And somebody kill each other, guess what that shit's gonna be? White on white crime. If you live in an Asian neighborhood, it's all Asian people in town, guess what it's gonna be? Asian on Asian crime. That's what it is. Black neighborhood, all black people live here, something happened to each other, it's black on black crime. That's what it is. See, they just highlight, it sells. Alright, fucking companies buy ads to news channels. Black on black crime. Black on black crime is must-see TV. Black on black crime is the first reality television before we had the term reality television got coined. Alright, we've been getting ratings forever for little things. White people do the same shit, but put a black face on there doing it, and it's ratings gold. So it captured the world's attention, and especially this country's attention and minds, to make them be pre-tuned to automatically just wail off something about black on black crime whenever they do some fucked up shit to us. It's always just, well, what about black on black crime? You don't do anything in your own name. Meanwhile, the parts they want to ignore, we do so much about black on black crime, quote unquote black on black crime in our area, because guess what? It's our area. And there's always a vigil, a rally, a march, or something dealing with that issue, because it's our issue that we deal with. It's in our community. So all of that shit, I don't even back. Like you can't look me in the face. That's low hanging fruit, man. You can't give me that argument. When you come to me and say, what about black on black crime? Even black people saying that, I kind of shut down on you, because that means you're not intellectually you're not thinking below the surface, man. You're still thinking about things like the iceberg picture that they showed with a little bit up top and a whole bunch down bottom. You're still thinking like that. You just want to see the things on the surface, the little cap up top. You don't want to deal with everything down bottom in the ocean, man, because it gets dark and crazy down there. That's the truth of the matter. Typical shit, man. I mean, goddamn. I got a little lyric that I say in one of my songs, be like, 400-year head start, and we still on your mark. They done lapped us 100 times, even moved the finish line. And we still just running, but we confused about the way. If you had to run in the dark blindfolded, would you be scared? That's life of a black person. It's deeper than Mally twerking. It's deeper than white celebs quitting rapping, that's for certain. You know what I mean? Like, that shit is like, man, for us, being black, that shit is like way deeper, man. They got a fucking head start. They were like they brought us here in power already. They were in power for X amount of years. We only fucking got the right to vote, what, 1960? You know what I mean? Like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, that's 50 years. Technically, that's like 50 years. That's not that long ago compared to 400 years of oppression. And come on, man, the numbers don't add up to us. Everything being okay right now and everything being all good. The math is not good. Bad math. You know what I mean? To think that everything would be all good with us after all of those years of oppression and all of that shit. So yes, there are barriers there that are not going to get changed overnight, because a lot of things were passed down generation to generation. A lot of beliefs and culture. We're not a monolithic people, so everybody is not, like, a lot of other ethnicities don't know that, and they think all black people are the same, but we're fucking not. You know what I mean? Like, everybody is raised different. Everybody's story is different. But a lot of white people's stories and a lot of other ethnicity stories are kind of the same, because they got to keep their history intact. They know their lineage. They know where they come from. The stuff was passed down to them generation to generation. A lot of our ancestors only go back 2 or 3 generations, and we don't even know who they are. There is no. We're just now doing searches on records to finding out who our relatives is. So that goes to show you, like, damn, if you got a house passed down, every male in your family got a house passed down to them from since the 1900s, early 1900s. I mean, yes, you're gonna be in financial shape by the time in 2018, 2019. Like, come on, have money management skills and all of that, because you were raised that way. You've had that economic advantage since the 1900s. Yes, you know what I mean. So, you know, they got a head start, man. We got a long ways to go before we get there. Outside of the store, Lucy cigarettes will get you killed. You know what I mean? Like we have been getting killed in the most extreme and crazy, stupid circumstances for years now. You can go back and look at that shit yourself. You don't need me to go in and explain to you. Now, after all of that, and you go look at all those films, then come back and ask the question, why would a black boy get out of the police car and fucking lie? That is why. Watch those videos, watch those clips, and then figure out why the boys jumped out and ran the way they did. Black people historically, since the beginning of time, do not feel safe when it comes to interactions with the police, because history has taught us that they do a lot of dirty and crooked backhanded stuff, and you could end up either in jail for a long time or possibly dead. So knowing that, when circumstances arise, a person might decide to run. Now, I watch Cops. Cops is the #1 channel for white-on-white crime. I watch Cops. It's a commercial for white-on-white crime. And when I watch Cops, I see a lot of white people running. I don't ever see white people get shot like that. I see white people dipping on Cops all the time. I never see nobody get shot. I'm sure across America, there's video footage. I've seen it on YouTube. Or there's video footage you pull up a white man running, and you don't even see police pull out that at all. You just don't see it. But with black people, anything we do, flinch, move, wink, we liable to get shot by the cops.
Have white on white crime. So there's those who of course naturally say, well, what about black on black crime? To define what black crime is or what it is not.
Listen, black on black crime, white on white crime. Guess what? If you live in a white neighborhood and the whole neighborhood is 99.9% white, it's a white neighborhood. And somebody kill each other, guess what that shit's gonna be? White on white crime. If you live in an Asian neighborhood, and it's all Asian people in town, guess what it's gonna be? Asian on Asian crime. That's what it is. If you black neighborhood, all black people that live here, something happened to each other, it's black on black crime. That's what it is. See, they just highlight, it sells. All right, fucking companies buy ads to news channels for black on black crime. Black on black crime is must-see TV. Black on black crime is the first reality television before the term reality television got coined. All right, we've been getting ratings forever for little things. White people do the same shit, but put a black face on there doing it, and it's ratings gold. So it captured the world's attention, and especially this country's attention and minds, to make them be pre-tuned to automatically just wail off something about black on black crime whenever they do some fucked up shit to us. It's always just, well, what about black on black crime? You don't do anything in your own name. Meanwhile, the parts they want to ignore, we do so much about black on black crime, quote unquote black on black crime in our area, because guess what? It's our area. And there's always a visual, a rally, a march, or something dealing with that issue, because it's our issue that we deal with. It's in our community. So all of that shit, I don't even back. Like you can't look me in the face. That's low hanging fruit, man. You can't give me that argument. When you come to me and say, what about black on black crime? Even black people saying that, I kind of shut down on you, because that means you're not intellectually. You're not thinking below the surface, man. You're still thinking about things like the iceberg picture that they show with the little bit up top and a whole bunch down bottom. You're still thinking like that. You just want to see the things on the surface, the little cap up top. You don't want to deal with everything down bottom in the ocean, man, because it gets dark and crazy down there. That's the truth of the matter.
So with all the misnomers around that nomenclature of black on black crime, and people, or white people that believe that this is just our innate behavior, what's the driving force behind a lot of the crime that is committed within our own communities?
Well, fuck white people that think that it's our innate behavior, because I got some shit that I think is their innate behavior on the way that they act and shit, stuff that they do. But I ain't gonna go there. But I don't know, man. I mean, this is the typical shit, man. I mean, goddamn. I got a little lyric that I say in one of my songs, be like, 400-year head start, and we still on your march. They done lapped us 100 times, you can move the finish line. And we still just running, but we confused about the way. If you had to run in the dark blindfolded, would you be scared? That's like a black person. It's deeper than Miley twerking. It's deeper than white celebs quitting rapping. That's for certain. You know what I mean? Like that shit is like, man. For us, being black, that shit is like way deeper, man. They got a fucking head start. They were. Like they bought us here in power already. They were in power for X amount of years. We only fucking got the right to vote, what, 1960? You know what I mean? Like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, so, Like, that's 50 years, technically. That's like 50 years. That's not that long ago compared to 400 years of oppression. And come on, man. The numbers don't add up to us, everything being okay right now and everything being all good. The math is not good. It's bad math. You know what I mean? To think that everything will be all good with us after all of those years of oppression and all of that shit. So, yes, there are barriers there that are not going to get changed overnight, because a lot of things were passed down generation to generation. A lot of beliefs and culture. We're not a monolithic people, so everybody is not like a lot of other ethnicities don't know that, and they think all black people are the same, but we're fucking not. You know what I mean? Like, everybody is raised different. Everybody's story is different. But most white people's a lot of white people's stories and a lot of other ethnicity stories are kind of the same, because they got to keep their history intact. They know their lineage. They know where they come from. The stuff was passed down to them generation to generation. A lot of our ancestors only go back 2 or 3 generations, and we don't even know who they are. There is no. We're just now doing searches on records to finding out who our relatives is. So that goes to show you, like, damn, if you got a house passed down, every male in your family got a house passed down to them from since the 1900s, early 1900s. I mean, yes, you're gonna be in financial shape by the time in 2018, 2019. Like, come on, have money management skills and all of that, because you were raised that way. You've had that economic advantage since the 1900s. Yes, you know what I mean. So, they got a head start, man, and we got a long ways to go before we get there, man. Long ways to go.
So it seems like the bottom line is the fact that poverty breeds crime, and it seems like a lot of people forget about, like, the Italians. They settled in, like, certain regions of New York, and a lot of the mob behavior that speaks from that.
Everybody forgets about that. You know what I mean? America was founded by criminals. That's just what it is. This country was founded by criminals. All right, founded on crime. Murder was regular. That's how they took over this country. Murder, intimidation. You know what I mean? Fear. That's how they took over this country. That's how America got settled. And they didn't get settled peacefully. You know what I mean? So, with that being America's nature and what our country stems from, I think it still kind of permeates through society to where our country is just violent. We live in a very violent country, and that's what America's core is violence. I mean, we don't, and peace, and we don't really want peace. We're not happy with peace unless it's peace on our terms in this country. I mean, that goes for the way this country in general deals with other countries around the world, the good people's business that we get in, things that we say. Doesn't matter the president, what the so-called policy is. It's just the American way. Is to look for war and have our military and have that in action. And that trickles down to the way society acts and the way the people in our society act. I mean, things should be a lot more better. Guys, I mean, like in other countries, like in Europe, like the police don't even walk around with guns on them. I mean, but our police in this country is so violent. They say it's so crazy in America. Our police gotta have guns on them, visible guns on them, out so that people can see 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And tasers now, because they need something to subdue you. Like, it's wild, bro. You gotta teach our youth, show them the way. I mean, you can't get caught up into into believing that millennials and these kids are ready to, they need leaders, man. They need leadership. You know what I mean? We can't abandon shit the way our old heads did us during the crack epidemic. You know what I mean? Like, and a lot of our parents and stuff was on the streets, on drugs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like We can't be absentee parents in the house, just letting our kids run wild and know because they're smart and they could do this and they know how to. They're smarter than us because they know how to Google something faster. Like, nah, fuck all that. No, they need guidance. We have to guide. We have to mentor. We have to listen to them, but at the same time, help guide them and give them structure. You're not a fully developed adult at 19, 20 years old. You don't know 21, 22 even. You don't know really anything. You know some things, but you don't really know anything worldly at that age yet. I mean, because you're still so young and you haven't been in the world that long. I mean, everybody has to go through that process. I mean, I had to go through. I mean, so we got to get back to that, man. We got to get back to having that connection with old heads and youngins and us being on the same page and not being, because at the end of the day, it's hip hop, man. It's all hip hop to me. Hip hop is the unifier. I grew up on hip hop. I didn't grow up on the Temptations. My mom and them played older stuff, but I grew up on hip hop. I didn't listen to Temptations. That means that when I was a kid, my Adidas was the shit, and all of that type of stuff. Like the clothing, the way we dress, the way we roll. That's how I grew up. So we're not older in our minds, man. We're still into hip hop and into the music and the lifestyle and the dress. Everybody in the hip hop industry that make all the money is in their 30s and 40s. I mean, some in their 50s that make all of the money. Nobody 19, 20, 23, not really making no money. They're making a little change, but they're not making the big money. You know what I mean? The big money is for the older people because they've reached the status to where they've seen, they've done, they've accomplished. So now they're there to do that. You know what I mean? And their job is to reach back, guide, and help push the next generation so they can get to that level and get that same bag. That's what it's about, man. Reach one, teach one. I'll be damned if I usurp my responsibility of being an OG leader, black man in the hood, in the ghetto, and not fucking giving back and helping kids and talking to people and mentoring and pushing people in the right direction and saying that fuck no, it ain't never been that way. Fuck, I come from Brother Lash at the Live, fucking Ron Brown from OPP, It's On program, you know what I mean, IOP program, you know what I mean, motherfuckers like Mr. Freeman at OBB, you know what I mean, like, fuck, I come from real at Brother Rashad, my man Richard Garland, fucking real OGs that was really on our faces in the 90s, trying to tell us to chill, you know what I mean, really hounding us, coming on our cookouts, talking shit to us, you know what I mean, or punching motherfucker in the chest, taking us on trips and shit. Brother Dawood, motherfucking, man, y'all don't even know, man. There's so many solid motherfuckers. Y'all got Young Tone Walls. Y'all don't even know. You know, I've been knowing them since I was 15. Like motherfuckers, Frank Chap, rest in peace. Kenny Durrett, rest in peace. You know what I mean? I'm from real old heads that was really out here trying to help us and shit, man. Trying to push us in the right direction. So, you know what I mean? Brother Jomo, rest in peace. You know what I mean? Brother, keep naming dude, man. The whole Ujiman Unlimited. Brother Tony Mitchell. Motherfucking, my man Bruce Barnes that worked for the city. I mean, thorough OGs. I mean, fucking, sisters, Miss Inshua. You know what I mean? Miss Jones used to run the Y, rest in peace. I mean, Dr. Taylor, they used to be a vice principal. I mean, I got some thorough old heads, man, that mentor me and give me game and still for me. Fred Brown, you know what I mean? He was one of our football coaches at Westinghouse. Always got something to say. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, we got to keep that tradition alive. I don't buck when they be telling me stuff. I listen. I give my opinion. I mean, they'll tell me if I'm right. They'll tell me if I'm wrong. I might disagree with their opinions, whatever. I'm grown. I'm allowed to disagree. But the point is, I got old heads that care about me enough to tell me some shit. And to want to see me get to where I need to get to. And to talk to me, fuck with me, and have me around them. And spit that shit, man. I got peers like that give me game and help me. So, yo, you gotta be like that. I'm on that type of time. If you ain't on that type of time, giving back to the young ones and helping to guide and shape our hood and get it right that I am.